So when the Creator gave the laws to the people, He told them there was two very significant laws that were given to the people. Bastahuin, Uhtiniwin. Bastahuin is that law where Ipastuhtin. Imagine that the laws are around you in a circle every day around you. And when you break a law, you step over it. That's what pastuhtin means. Ipastuhtin means to step over. And pastahuin is that kind of idea where you're breaking a law. Pastahuin is the breaking of a Creator's law against another human being. This is the human law. And after you step over that law, you've broken it. And when you break it, it needs to be identified what law it is that you've broken. If you've broken the law of child rearing, it needs to be identified what part of child rearing it is that you've broken. Have you failed to teach your children the language? Have you failed to teach your children the laws? Have you failed to raise your children? These are the laws of Opiginawa-suin. Opiginawa-suin was given to the Cree people, and with that Opiginawa-suin are all of these teachings. The other law, Ohtiniwin, is the breaking of the Creator's law against anything other than a human being. This is the law that speaks about the environment, the land, the animals, the hunting, all of these different things. When we go and pick from the land, like the medicines and the sweet grass and the food that we gather in the animals, there was a protocol that was in place. There was ceremonies that were done at the beginning in the springtime when it's time to go and pick the medicines and the plants and the food. There was a protocol in place. We have to remember that everything in the world has a spirit, and this is where we have to respect the plants that give up their life so that we can use that plant. So a tobacco is put on the ground thanking the plant for allowing us to pick from it. And it's not an accident that we go and find this plant. It's that plant being told by the Creator they must help the human beings. So when we pick that plant, we thank that plant for allowing us to use the medicines of it so that our bodies are healed and are healthy. And this is part of that 4 gifts of physical, so that our bodies are healthy and are being nurtured. And that's the other thing about the animals. And all hunters know about this. All the hunting men and women follow the protocol and the ceremony. Whenever the hunters would go to hunt the animals, there would be songs that would be, they would sing to call the animals forward. And the animals would hear these songs. And whichever animal heard the song, then the animal would give up its life so that the human beings would be nurtured by the food. And that's the other part of protocol as well. When a hunter would go to hunt, they would put tobacco on the ground to thank the animal for giving up its life so that the human beings would survive and would eat. If it wasn't for the animals giving up its life, then the human beings would be troubled, would be challenged in nurturing their bodies in a healthy way. And that's the same with the environment and how we treat the earth. I think we don't follow this law of Otiniwin, and so our lands are being very troubled, and our medicines are getting toxic, and they're not as readily available. These are many of the laws that I cannot go into detail here, but if you wanted to learn more, there are elders that have this very, very sacred knowledge, and of course you have to follow protocol to go and seek this knowledge out. But these are two of the very significant laws, Bastahuin and Otiniwin. These are the laws that speak to the breaking of Cree laws.